Big Blue Whale by Nicola Davies, illustrated by Nick Milland. For every blue whale alive today, there were once 20. People hunted and killed so many of them that fewer than 10,000 remain. Now blue whales are protected and hunting them is banned, so in some places their numbers are growing, very, very slowly. Still, you could sail the oceans for a year and never see a single one. Big Blue Whale. The big blue whale is big, bigger than a giraffe, bigger than an elephant, bigger than a dinosaur. The blue whale is the biggest creature that has ever lived on Earth. Female blue whales are a little bigger than the males. Blue whales can grow to 100 feet long and weigh 150 tons. That's heavier than 25 elephants or 115 giraffes. Reach out and touch the blue whale's skin. It's springy and smooth like a hard-boiled egg, and it's slippery as wet soap. Look into its eye. It's as big as a teacup and as dark as the deep sea. Just behind the eye is a hole as small as the end of a pencil. The hole is one of the blue whale's ears. Sticking out ears would get in the way when the whale is swimming. In deep water, there isn't much light, and it's hard to see, so blue whales use their sense of hearing and their sense of touch to find their way around. Take a look inside its mouth. Don't worry, the blue whale doesn't eat people. It doesn't even have any teeth. It has hundreds of baleen plates instead. They're long and bristly things hanging down from its top jaw. The whale doesn't need teeth for biting or chewing because its food is tiny. A blue whale can have as many as 790 baleen plates in its mouth. Baleen is tough, bendy stuff, like extra hard fingernails. The blue whale eats krill, pale, pinkish, shrimp-like creatures the size of your little finger. Billions of them live in the cold seas around the North and South Poles. In summer, there can be so many that the water looks pink, so that's when blue whales come to the polar seas to eat. It takes an awful lot of tiny krill to feed a great big blue whale, but the whale doesn't catch them one at a time. It has a special way of swallowing whole swarms of them at once. First, it takes a huge gulp of krill and salty seawater. There's room for all this because the whale's throat unfolds and opens out like a vast balloon. Then it uses its big tongue to push the water out between its bristly baleen plates. The water streams away and leaves the krill caught on the bristles like peas in a sieve. Now all the whale has to do is lick them off and swallow them. A blue whale can have as many as 88 folds of a skin in its throat. A blue whale can eat about 30 million krill in just one day. That's 3 big truckloads. And this is how the blue whale spends the summer, eating krill and getting fat. But in fall, the polar seas freeze over. The krill hide under the ice where the whale cannot catch them, so the whale swims away from the icy cold and the winter storms. In summer, the blue whale grows a thick layer of fat all over its body. This fat is called blubber, and it's a food store for the winter when the whale gets very little. Day after day, the blue whale swims slowly and steadily toward its winter home. Its huge tail beats up and down to push it along. Its flippers steer it left or right. For 2 months and more, the whale swims until at last it reaches the calm, warm seas near the equator. There it stays all winter. Some blue whales spend their summers around the South Pole and swim north to the equator for winter. Others live around the North Pole and swim south for the winter. But when it's winter at the South Pole, it's summer at the North Pole, so the 2 groups of whales never meet. And there the blue whale mother gives birth to her baby, where storms and cold weather can't hurt it. The blue whale's baby slithers from her body tail first. Gently she nudges it to the surface to take its first breath. Then the baby dives beneath her to take its first drink of milk. Male and female blue whales mate in winter and then part. Babies are born about a year later. A blue whale is 23 feet long at birth. It drinks more than 150 gallons of milk a day, sucking it from the teats tucked into its mother's belly. All through the winter, the blue whale keeps her baby close. It feeds on her creamy milk, and it grows and grows. In spring, the two whales return to the polar seas to feast on krill together, but by the fall, the young whale is big enough to live on its own. So mother and young whale part and begin the long journey back to the equator. A blue whale may travel from the polar seas to the equator and back every year of its life. Sometimes it will swim with other blue whales, but mostly it will swim alone. Yet the blue whale may not be as lonely as it seems, because sometimes it makes a hum so loud and so low that it can travel for thousands of miles through the seas to reach other blue whales. Only a very low hum could travel so far, and only a very big animal could make a hum so low. Perhaps that's why blue whales are the biggest creatures on Earth, so that they can talk to one another even when they are far apart. Who knows what they say? "Here I am" would be enough. Adult blue whales make their hums in deep water. It's much colder than near the surface, which helps the hum to travel a long way. Because in the vastness of the green seas, even a blue whale is small and hard to find.